Lights, camera, review.
Destination Wedding arrived in theaters in 2018. The story follows two people who are unhappy to be attending the wedding of their former lovers. Griping about the wedding the entire time, Frank and Lindsay make a connection. Films that take place in one day always need to find new elements to work with. Destination Wedding does that, but not in the right way. Either it was making fun of the genre or attempting to do something new. Concentrating on its main characters the entire time, supporting characters are ignored, drawing out the film. Would you ever think of seeing Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves in a film together? I was surprised to learn that the actors have been close friends for a long time. This film felt more like banter between Ryder and Reeves than a film. I bought their friendship, but the romantic chemistry was not there. Frank and Lindsay talk about any little subject that comes to mind as soon as they meet. Sometimes I had no idea what they were talking about because conversations changed so quickly. Reeves was miscast. This was not the right film for him, and it shows. He has this monotone voice for all of his deliveries. None of his actions or dialogue was convincing. Even his snoring sounded fake. The supporting cast are not given any direction. Honestly, the ensemble didn't have to be in this film at all. Filmmakers could have used cardboard cutouts and you wouldn't have noticed. All they do is stand around in the background, act like they're chatting, and pay no attention to Frank and Lindsay, who are always talking. Nobody shushes them during the wedding, which is unrealistic, and half the time, nobody else is around, like outside the airport, arriving at the wedding scene, or even in the hotel they're staying at. These types of films work when you have somebody else to banter with. Supporting cast is the most important element in these films because they leave a break from the main action. In Destination Wedding, we never get a break from the main characters. Frank and Lindsay are exhausting to be around. They never stop talking. Honestly, Frank and Lindsay were boring. They talked about the most random things. They didn't even want to participate in the fun wedding games. They're just standing still or sitting for all of their scenes. There's hardly any action. Briefly, they wander off and meet a mountain lion along a trail. Arguably, it's the best scene. I am curious to see what the script was like, if there was one. Writer and director Victor Levin wrote any idea that came to mind, even making the characters have the most awkward sex scene that I wasn't sure whether to laugh or cringe at. The one upside to Destination Wedding is the location spots. Filming lasted for 10 days. Levin found the best locations to film in, like hotels, dining areas, the grassy setting for the wedding, and an airplane. The film was shot entirely in only 2 shots with no close-ups. Maybe I am being too harsh, but this film could have been distributed better. After a while, it gets boring. If you want, find Destination Wedding and give it a watch. What movies are you watching for the 4th of July? Since it's been 50 years since a certain franchise was released, we're going to go back and review a Jaws sequel. The first sequel, Jaws 2, that is. Avoid Bruce the Shark, and I'll see you next time for Jaws 2. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel or to my Patreon. My name is Marielle, and this has been another one of my movie reviews.